And representing one of the more unique tie-in aspects is Batman Arkham City, the album, which is available now already. Claudio Sanchez. So, thank you. So my first question to you was about sort of being a fan as a player. What was it being a fan and working on the game? How did you approach it?
Well, you know, when Blaze, my manager, had contacted me and said that there was this opportunity to create a song for the soundtrack, I mean, I jumped on it immediately. You know, my wife and I were actually taking a trip into Manhattan. You know, I was like, I don't want to waste any time, like, working on this. Like, this means a lot to me. It's my chance to kind of write, essentially, a story, you know, about the character. And the song's premise is really about that kind of duality between the Joker and Batman. And so you know, my wife driving into the city, I grabbed a few gadgets, an iPad and an iPhone, and kind of plugged them into the car stereo. And I started to work on this too. You know, just thinking about all the elements, if you say the little chunk and all the sounds and all that stuff, I mean, even that stuff I tried to emulate within the music of the band. You know, like the guitar part at the front of the song is very much like a ticking time bomb. What chunks at the end of the chorus very much emulate the cape of Batman. Even if you like listen like really hard, like in the chorus, there's this fluttering tremolo that almost kind of resembles like a pack, like bats flying at you. I mean, just everything. I mean, I was so excited that, you know, I had the song done in about a day and a half, like I said earlier. And I mean, I took pre-existing footage of the game and like created a trailer out of it to make sure that, you know, though I knew ultimately it wouldn't be in the game, that, you know, a listener and a fan of the game could kind of draw that imagery into their mind as they listen to the song. You know, for me, you know, again, I love Batman. I also think you know, there's no other rogues gallery that you're saying that matches his. You know, and with the song Deranged, you know, I wanted to explore the idea of a lonely existence for Batman should he lose that rogues gallery. And I don't know, you know, I explored you know, it coming from the Joker's perspective, and I just had so much fun with it. Like I don't know, I mean, I write in a very conceptual manner when it comes to my band, but to be allowed to do something like this, I mean, you know, I got to pay tribute and respect to a character that I grew up with and like has always been there. You know, even, oh, I'm gonna cry. Why am I gonna cry? I mean, just earlier we were in the back waiting room and Frank Miller was in there. And this is actually a battle I'm having with myself right now as I'm answering these questions. Like, why didn't you say hello? I don't know. I don't know why I didn't say that. I am just scared of everything.
Bro hug, man, bro hug. One last question before we open it up to questions for the audience. If each of the panelists, maybe we'll start with you, Sefton, and work our way to the right. But which of the villains from the Rogues Gallery would you say that you relate to the most in life?
I think one of the question. Thanks. Well, Two-Face, right? Two-Face, yeah. I mean that makes sense, doesn't it? I think for me, the one that we had most fun with in a lot of ways was Riddler, because it was something that we just really had to grasp our way into.
Excellent. I mean, Kevin, are you allowed to relate to any of the villains?
I think the one I relate to the best, obviously, would be Joker, just because of the relationship that I've had with Mark Hamill. You have to give it up for Mark. He's a wonderful actor. You know, we've both been involved in it for 20 years now. So we have such a relationship. And like you were saying, there's sort of a symbiotic relationship with Batman. They do sort of need each other to exist in a way. So I would
Claudio?
I like my characters like methodical and structured, and I said the calendar man earlier. I think the calendar man, just because I don't know, there's something about understanding dates and time that, in a way, if you know, because that whole idea of history repeats itself. Like if you understand someone's past, you might kind of see their future. If that makes any sense? Like I feel like you can have a one-up if written the right way. Though I love the way he was portrayed in A Long Halloween. I can't wait to see how you guys got him, because I saw him in that trailer and I was like, woo!
Ric Flair.
And Riddler as well. I mean, you know, life poses like one tremendous question, you know, and here's this character that's all he does. And, you know, that's just perplexing in itself to have to go, you know, try to solve a mystery and yet question after question. I mean, that would drive me insane. Yeah.
Excellent. Let's get a couple of questions from the audience. If audience members can line up behind the mic. Maybe bring up the house lights a bit.